Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It is exactly a week since my first recording, my introduction video, and I had decided that Tuesdays would be my recording day, that I would do my little videos. And as the week went by, I started thinking, do I, don't I? I mean, who wants to hear my story? Who cares about it anyway? What's the point? Where's it gonna go? And all this stuff starts replaying in my mind. And I think by the weekend I had decided, maybe I'm not going to do this. And then yesterday I got two messages. The first one was early in the morning, by Brent, who does the Good Things guy, and he was talking about the imposter syndrome that he felt when he went to do a talk, where the fear sort of comes in and it's like, who are you to be doing this kind of thing? And I thought, right, okay, message, got it. And then I thought, okay, I'm gonna do it. And then by last night I was like, am I? And then I saw another message on Facebook, which was actually a card saying, what did it say? You have a strong desire to share what you've learned. And I thought, yes, but who cares? I mean, who even wants to know what I've learned? And the message was, do it anyway, kind of thing. So I thought, right, okay, here we go. So here I am for video number 2. And I thought today I would start by telling you how my sort of journey into awareness began, because there's messages everywhere. Like I saw the messages yesterday. Why? Because I'm aware of what's going on, and I'm constantly communicating and asking for answers, for guidance. And when you ask and you become aware, there will be answers. So let me tell you how this whole awareness thing began, because I was so unaware before. Let me start in 1997, when I moved to Portugal to get married in 98. And my first child was born in 99, my second child in 2003, all in Portugal. And by that time, my husband's boss had made a couple of bad business decisions, and the company went under, and he was left without a job. And I was on maternity leave, so there was no income at the time. And we thought, oh my word, what now? And a good friend of ours said to Tony, come to Mozambique, we will make a plan. We'll organize something, for you to start over. And being born in Mozambique, I obviously have a soft spot for for Mozambique, and some ties there. And I said, yeah, go. I encouraged him. So when my youngest child was 2 months old, February 2003, Tony went to Mozambique on his own, and rented us a flat, started working, got us a nanny. And a couple of months later, in May, I joined him. We closed up the house in Portugal, and I left with my 2 little girls. One was 3, the other was 5 months old, a couple of bags, and off we went to Mozambique to start fresh. And wow, it was tough. It was really, really tough. I luckily got a job immediately in a travel agency. I'm lucky like that. I'm so blessed. I always get a job, always. So I started working, left my little girl with the nanny I hadn't even met until I had arrived, and sent my eldest to a creche. It was English. Shame she only spoke Portuguese at the time. It was huge adjustment for her. She had left her home and everything she knew, her family. She was the first grandchild, the first baby in the family, so she was incredibly loved and spoiled and with attention. So she left all the people she loved behind, to a completely new surroundings, school environment, with a very frazzled mom starting over, trying to make ends meet. And it was tough because I did not have my own bank account. I did not have my own car. Um, I needed my husband to drive me to do grocery shopping. I needed him to give me the money all the time. Um, and we had a couple of friends, but no family support structure, and I just couldn't do it. We were just not, and by then my eldest Mariana was, you know, she was acting out. She was not happy. We changed schools, I think, twice. And a year later, my sister was still living in South Africa. She had never left. And she got us a little townhouse to rent, enrolled my girls in creche, and I started coming for interviews. Again, got a job in a travel agency, and a year later we moved to South Africa. And Tony was still traveling up and down from Mozambique. He was tying some loose ends there at his job, so he would travel to Joburg on Friday and travel back on Sunday just to see us, and it was tough. Eventually he got himself a job through a friend in a bottle store in Tembisa as a manager, and he started working there. And we were like ships crossing in the night, survival mode, trying to really make ends meet, count every penny. And the girls started creche, and that was, let me see, 2004 when we came to South Africa. 2005 I decided I was going to start on the Herbalife products because I'd been on them in Portugal. Story for another day. But I knew they worked, and I got started and landed up going to a meeting. And the meeting, I mean, if you've ever been to a Herbalife meeting, the energy is unbelievable. The positivity is high. You know, the people are friendly. There's just a sense of hope in the air. And in the state that I was in, and my husband, I needed more of that. I needed that hope. And I started thinking, you know, what if life can get better for us? So I started with the Herbalife business, and part-time, of course, still being mom to little kids, still being housewife, still going to a normal job. And then I got introduced to cycling as part of the Herbalife group of friends we had, and I started spinning at 5 o'clock every morning and cycling on the weekends. And I was busy. I was like a superhero, you know, I could do everything. I felt so good. But my eldest was not settled at all. And we had loads of tantrums, crying, acting out, just so many behavioral challenges that I did not know how to deal with. And she often says to me, now that she's older, that she could have called social services on me the way I handled her. And yeah, I'm not proud of it, but I was completely unaware at that time, and I felt embarrassed. That was not the mom I wanted to be. But in those moments of when she was having her crisis, I didn't know how to handle her. So yeah, I didn't handle her in the right way. Well, I did in the way that I knew how, which was, yeah, not the best way. That's also a story for another day. And Mariana is gluten intolerant, and I remember 2008, I was still doing all the things I needed to do. Busy, coping, strong, superwoman. And she's gluten intolerant. And I remember the one day we had to go to a friend for lunch, I think it was. And because there's, at the time there was very little that she could eat when we would visit, I always made soup for her to eat before we left. So I was rushing to get ready, rushing to get her ready, and I said, Mariana, come sit, come eat your soup. And she sat down and was like, I don't like this soup, And I remember trying to feed her, and I was standing next to her, and she was sitting like on a high stool on our counter, our kitchen counter. And I went, oh, then just don't eat. But I shoved her so hard that she actually fell off the stool onto the floor. And the look she gave me was like, how could you do that to me? And already by then I felt like I was losing control. I thought I was, but I was losing it. And mostly with her, she was like my shake-up, I was coping everywhere else, but not with her. And by then we had kept her behind from grade 1. So she started a year later. We had tried play therapy, we had tried psychologists, and we had tried medication. Oh, we had tried so much. And the one day, her teacher, Lani, from Montevaldi in Edenvale, she was our godsend. She was the only person who knew how to deal with Mariana. And at the time, she knew what I needed, I guess. She phoned me at work the one day and said, I need to see you. Your daughter has smacked one of the teachers who's resigned, and we just cannot carry on like this. So I left work. I went to meet up with her, and I said to her, Lani, I don't know what else to do. I just don't know what else to do. We've done everything. I've done everything you've advised me. We've kept her back. We've done the therapies. I just don't know what else to do. And then Lani said to me, and how are you doing? I said, I'm fine, I'm fine. I'm doing what I have to do. I'm taking care of them. I'm doing my business part-time. I'm going to work. I'm trying to be a wife. I'm just trying to be everything. I'm paying bills. I'm counting pennies when I don't have enough. I'm fine. I'm strong. I'm good. And she said, you're not good. And then, of course, I burst into tears. And I cried and I cried and I cried. And I thought, oh, this is ridiculous, what the heck? And I said, I'll be fine. Tomorrow I'll wake up and we'll start again and it'll be good. And she said, no. She said to me, if you want to help your daughter, you are going to help yourself, because you are not okay. And I am going to contact the psychologist, the school psychologist, and she will admit you into a clinic tomorrow. So you're going to go tomorrow morning to the clinic and admit yourself. And I said, Lani, don't be ridiculous. That doesn't happen to me. It's like movie stuff, Don't be silly. I'm not going to do that. And she said again, you want to help your daughter, you have to help yourself. So I went home and I told my husband, listen, I'm checking into a clinic tomorrow. This all sounds like ridiculous, but I'm doing it. And I phoned my mom, because I worked with her at the time, and I said, Mom, please tell them I'm not coming into work. I'm checking into a clinic. It still sounds a little bit, really? But I did it. The next morning I woke up really early, and I drove to the clinic, checked myself in, hand in your cell phone and all your possessions, and get allocated a bed. And I thought, really? This is happening to me? Like, this is ridiculous. I don't belong here, this is not my life. This is stuff that happens to other people, maybe in a movie, but not to me. So I sat for a couple of hours thinking, what am I doing here? And I looked around me at severely depressed people, teenagers as well, people with obsessive compulsive habits. All around me were these people, some of them, how do I say, addicted to paracetamol, various states of mental health. And I thought, what am I doing here? And then it came to a point where I thought, well, you're not going to accomplish anything if you're going to sit here, throughout all these 10 days of the program, asking, what are you doing here? You're here, accept it. So once I accepted that I'm here, I'm going to go with the program, it kind of changed everything, because then, there was lectures, there was questionnaires, there was, I actually had time to stop and start analyzing self. There's where my journey into self-awareness began, and it was not pretty. When you think you're always right, this is the way, and I was so, my path is the path. And then you start becoming aware of certain things you're not so proud of in yourself. But it's just the beginning to being you, to being whole, to accepting yourself, and stop trying to be someone else and stop trying to hide. So that was 2008, and I was on so much medication. They give you antidepressants and sleeping tablets and just so much stuff, and I spent 10 days there without seeing anybody or talking to anybody, and it was like I didn't have to plan, I didn't have to get girls ready for school, I didn't have to cook, I didn't have to shop, I didn't have to do business, I didn't have to cycle, I could actually just stop and look at me for the first time. And I realized that sometimes we are so busy, because it's to avoid looking within, because sometimes it's not so comfortable to look within. So that was the beginning. I went home, still on all that medication, and not nice. I would take the sleeping tablet, and if by chance I fell asleep on the couch, my poor husband had to practically drag me to bed because I was like a dead weight. And we went to see a psychiatrist together once, and I thought, no, this is not, this is just not, I'm just not feeling this, this is just not for me. And together with the sleeping tablets, I was taking the antidepressants, so I felt nothing. And I said, well, I'd rather feel sad, depressed, out of control. I'd rather feel bad than feel nothing, because feeling nothing is just so pointless. What's the point? So I did something that I suppose nobody advises. I stopped the medication, and a friend of mine said, why don't you go for a healing session? I thought, a healing session? Are you crazy? Look. But by then, I think when they say you crack open so that the light can shine through, I think that's what had happened to me, and I thought, right, let's go for this healing session. And that was the beginning of my spiritual journey. I lay there and I shook and I cried for the whole hour that she did her hands-on healing on me. It was the most amazing session. And then I thought, right, I started reading. We were brought up Portuguese Catholic, and for a long time I was very, if you're not Catholic, it's wrong. This is the only way. And I was always very aware of energy, and very aware of sort of presences, which I denied. I was so afraid of it that I denied. I remember waking up at night, and I knew there was something in the room, and I would there's nothing there, there's nothing there, there's nothing there, and I'd pray, cover myself with a blanket until I'm sweating underneath. I was too scared to uncover myself, and denying that there was something there was proof that there was. So I was aware of it, but very, very scared. So my spiritual journey began with angels. Um, and I started reading about angels because angels are in the Bible, so they're okay, you know. Yeah, and that was the beginning of my spiritual journey. I met so many amazing people. I uncovered so many of my good and bad qualities. I did so many courses um, into the metaphysical, and embraced it all. It just all explained so much. And when you start going in deeper and deeper and deeper, the fear sort of leaves you. And yeah, it has brought so much peace to my life. Meditating, knowing that there is another way of being, um, and being able to recognize yourself in others, and being able to be patient with them and help them and direct people, know exactly what they're going through because you've been there. It's just been such a blessing, and this has been going on, it started in 2008, and it's been an incredible journey. I've learned so much, and I'm ready to share everything that I've learned with whoever's ready to hear it, because we're in a time where things are being more readily accepted. The spiritual world, the world of energy, the world of the law of attraction, the world of there is more than what is seen and touched, and there is more. So yeah, I'm so looking forward to sharing that, and I'm looking forward to sharing why I have called my YouTube channel, I think it is, Unapologetically Whole, is because I have realized by doing a lot of shadow work that being whole means the good and the bad, or what we consider the good and the bad. There is no good and the bad, there is just polarity. There are two aspects of something, which we call good and bad. But to be whole, you have to accept that that's who you are, both, and that makes you whole. So I think my next video will be on that, shadow work and being whole. And yeah, let's see where all this takes me. And thank you for being here with me today. And yeah, have the most fabulous week. I hope I don't need so much convincing to come back on next Tuesday and do my next video. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Have an awesome week ahead. Bye.